Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 20-something of the Absolute Ultimate Escapist Comics podcast. It is Wednesday, May 13th, 2026, and Pearl is about to hit us with a song.
Comics, I read you every day. Comics, and it made me gay. Hey!
Woo!
And to the style of dreidel.
The context did make that funnier. It was already pretty funny, but the context was just a little extra spice on that. Thank you.
I'm really glad I could help
You always
this podcast in ways that really none of you could really step up to.
I mean, you joke, but you're correct. Like I don't think Tater I got it off the dome like you do.
Yeah. We've got a lot to talk about today. I do think we have some comics news
Yeah.
to discuss.
We got like two big ones and three that are a little bit smaller and quicker.
Okay.
And one that's just right.
Let's talk about some quick stuff first.
Okay, so friend of the pod, Lee Lai, is the first graphic novelist and first trans person ever to win the Stella Prize in Australia. For just like, it's a prize given to a person who is like a woman or non-binary for best like book of the year. So they're the first graphic novelist and first trans person to win that award. So congrats to friend of the pod, Lee Lai.
Do it, Lee Lai. We're all rooting for you. We love you.
It was for Canon, which we are all huge fans of here.
And which we have discussed extensively on this podcast.
Yeah, so we'll leave it there.
Yeah, if you don't know about canon, you haven't been listening.
Yeah. Fake fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
Next, they announced the Next Level one-shot. They're just calling it Next Level one-shot. The cover is Deadshot, like, with a bunch of, like, fucking sights pointed at him. And on the wall behind him is a bunch of pictures of the Demon, Doom Patrol characters. I think Commandi may be on there. Jonah Hex, a couple others. So, like, this is going to be where a bunch of the Next Level titles get announced, it seems like. It's going to come out in August. The one-shot itself seems, like, fine, whatever, but it's Deadshot, it's Gary Duggan, I forget the other person. It'll be fine, but I'm very excited for the Doom Patrol announcement. I'm very excited for the Jonah Hex announcement. One of the characters that was introduced as part of the, like, Ram V and Jean Yang and a couple others introduced some, like, Asian characters to DC, like, new Asian characters to DC that haven't been kind of seen since. And I think one of the characters on that wall of photos in the background of that shot is I think, one of those characters. I'm forgetting. I think it was the character from Jean Yang's book. No, it wasn't. Not City Boy, but City Boy shows up in something else recently. But anyway, that's it. We're going to have more Next Level announcements probably in August, maybe even a little bit earlier.
We didn't talk about Deadman.
Oh, yeah, the Deadman is coming out soon. I think that's still technically part of the first wave. It's just the very end of the first wave.
Yeah, but we didn't say anything about it. And, yeah.
Oh, should I say anything about it?
Yeah.
It's fucking excellent. It hasn't come out officially
Who's
yet.
the team behind it?
It's Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo, who did the excellent Superman Kryptonite Spectrum. You've heard us all talk about it. It might be as weird, if not weirder, than Kryptonite, but in a very different way. It's really, really excellent. I was blown away by it. It and Zatanna are just, like, really top shelf books coming out of DC. If you fucked with Zatanna, you should absolutely get Deadman 2. It's really fun. It's really weird. I'm just in love with it. I don't want to talk too much about it because I want to wait till it's not out yet. But I think it's really, really excellent and really fun. Yeah, definitely scope it when it comes out. The kind of the last of the brief news is Marvel announced their new Nightmare universe, which is like a smaller Ultimate Universe for horror concepts. They announced 3 titles: Midnight X-Men by Jonathan Hickman and Matteo Delafonte, who worked on Nova Centurion. This one seems the most interesting of them. Like, Storm is a vampire queen, and there's some... They're doing, like, Priest Pope Nightcrawler, which I do fuck with. But we'll see if that's good. They announced Midnight Fantastic Four by Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker. Kev Walker is a strong artist. And then Midnight Spider-Man by Philip Kennedy Johnson and C. Trunk. This is his Marvel debut. We'll see. I guess that's really all I have to say is, like, I would like to be excited. I would especially like to be excited about a new Hickman announcement.
Especially a new Hickman X-Men title.
Yeah, starring fucking, like, Storm and Nightcrawler, who are characters that he historically has really cared about and done really good work with. That said, he's been a little bit asleep at the wheel for a while now. And, like...
Crazy thing to just say about him.
I mean, he other than Aliens versus Avengers, like, which was one of the better things.
Oh my god, I
he
loved
wrote.
Aliens vs. Avengers.
That was actually pretty good. But like Wolverine Revenge or whatever, like,
oh yeah, Wolverine Revenge sounded awful. I just refused to read that.
Yeah, Imperial was like not bad up to a point, but he just like kind of lost interest in finishing it, probably because Marvel lost interest in doing anything with it.
I know, I feel like that must have been like Marvel very politely explained, we're only giving you 6 issues for this because we're cowards, and he was like, okay, cool, well, it's gonna suck now.
Yeah, because the first 3 are actually are like decently strong, if not, like, they're not like great, but they're like pretty strong overall. And then the 4th one is just nothing.
Yeah, I read a little bit of that and then just kind of immediately lost interest. It was a real disappointment.
Yeah, and so like even if Hickman does kind of come out of the gate here,
that was Walter. Don't worry about it. Oh, are you ready to check out? Yeah. Oh, sorry, we thought someone was up there.
Where's Walty?
Oh, he's on break right now.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Nightmare Universe. We would like to be excited about this, and even if Hickman comes out of the gate swinging, even if like Benjamin Percy or Philip Kennedy Johnson come out swinging, I would like to see C. Trunk. I've not really seen his work, so I would like to know what that looks like.
I mean, it's cool that it's Philip Jason Kennedy or
Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Philip Kennedy Johnson. Thank you. Like, I think at the very least, it's inspiring that there's like a real kind of creative visual artist behind it. That there's like a true cartoonist behind it.
Yeah,
I've been eyeing that Philip Kennedy Johnson Superman omnibus that we have because the art on that looks really amazing. And like, I think even if you're not like an explicit fan of his work, or like if you haven't read any of his work or something, at the very least, like, know that he is like a visual artist who makes real kind of decisive choices with what he's doing. What did you look up?
I was looking up C. Trunk, who is the artist on the Spider-Man one, and actually, this is like more fun cartoony than I was kind of
very
expecting.
Like Kim Jong-gi pilled looking. You know, it's like bordering on manga, but like almost too complex for manga. Like, yeah, it's like very vagabond coded. Yeah,
I mean, this one's just like straight like Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai commission. That one could actually be pretty good, or at least visually is going to be interesting, rather than like the having like the Nova Centurion artist on the X-Men thing seems fine. That said, and this is just a tiny note, but I've thought about it for so long. They've got Dyke Ruan on covers for a bunch of things, but they won't give him interiors, and his actual cover work is like really good. Like, he's like a strong artist. I don't know why, like, a bunch of the Ultimates covers are by him. Why doesn't he have a book? Like,
yeah, I wonder if that's by choice. Maybe. I don't know.
Like, look at this Spider-Man 2099. Like, this is just...
Yeah, that's very cool.
Like, he's just has, like, a really rock-solid, like... There's an impact to his work that I feel is missing from a lot of the stuff that Marvel's putting out. There's, like... And, like, good color work on it, too. Like, I think he's coloring his own stuff. Anyway, that's a little too besides the point. But anyway, yeah, we'll kind of see about this Nightmare Universe.
I think if they do the Nightmare Universe thing, they have to commit to making it really freaky.
Yeah.
I need it to be, like, all out, you know?
You want to see?
I feel like the Nightmare Universe seems like another kind of sad attempt to match the Absolute Universe, and if you're gonna do that, you have to, like, kind of out-drama it, you know, and, like, you have to outdo it.
Yeah.
And I think if you're gonna call it the Nightmare Universe, you gotta make it nightmarish. Like, it's actually gotta be kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Which I'm not convinced that Marvel has it in them, but, you know, if they do, I would be happy that they did, you know? Like, I'm not gonna be complaining if it's a success, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Like, we do want it to be a success, but yeah, given that their Black Label books have been so...
Oh, Red Label?
Or Red Label, sorry, Red Label. They're like Red Band...
Red Band, yeah.
God, we couldn't even remember all together. The Red Band books have been so flat, and so, like, for mature readers' books, they're, like, barely above a... They're not even above a PG-13. It's, like... Which, again, sounds kind of like an annoying complaint, but if you're going to be doing, like, a mature readers thing...
If you're going to say Red Band, it, like, actually should, like... Because right now it just feels purely like a speculator gimmick. Mm-hmm. Which is just so uncompelling, you know? Like, yeah. I think, like, you have to... You have to commit to it actually needing that Red Band label, or else I'm just kind of sitting there, like, staring at, like, a badly written and sort of, like, non-committal gimmick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's, like, essentially what it is. If they're not actually mature, it's a sad speculator gimmick.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's, like, a great way to hide the fact that the interiors for a lot of these books look terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really depressing state of affairs. So, fingers crossed that we do actually get some good horror books and that we get some good, like, kind of Elseworld-ish titles. But we'll see. The two bigger stories today are going to be about the Absolute Batman and Lunar shipping hysteria that happened, and then we're going to talk about Read Comic Online being taken down. I think let's start with the Absolute Batman shipping hysteria, because I think there's a lot more nuance in the Read Comic Online situation versus I think the Absolute Batman shipping hysteria is sociopathic, frankly.
I'm reading about the Absolute Batman stuff, because I was not able to track it down online.
So what happened was it originated with two shops who seem to have, like, these really big online presences who claimed that their copies of Absolute Batman and then later Absolute Martian and some other titles were, like, excessively damaged. The photos that were provided were, like, dings that were like, well, yeah, that's a bummer, I guess, but, like, not any more than these things usually have dings. Like, both Lunar and PRH, which are the companies that ship, Lunar ships Image and DC and a few others, and then Marvel, or sorry, PRH ships Marvel and Dark Horse IDW.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't understand, the nature of the direct market is that when we get our DC books, they don't come in boxes from DC or from Marvel or for Image. They come in boxes that are packed and sent to us by what are called distribution companies. And these companies, basically, like, their sole job is to distribute these books to us. So Lunar is one, and then PRH, Penguin Random House, is, like, the other main one. And PRH is also, obviously, a publishing house. They're, like, one of the largest publishers in the world. But in the case of Marvel, they're not actually publishing these comics. They're just distributing them to us.
Yeah.
And I think this is where some of the confusion in this, like, weird online discourse comes in, is people seem to be thinking that, like, DC is packing these books. But maybe that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about what people are freaking out about.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're exactly right in that these creases were basically the level of creases that, look, as somebody who does the inventory on these things, the people who work in the warehouses are not paid that well. And these are, and we'll return back to this point, glorified pamphlets at the end of the day.
I mean, they're magazines.
They're magazines, like, and we will return to that, but like, these are spinner rack material items. These are not like fine pressed books, you know? But again, we'll return to that. But these two men basically showed these pictures, which are no more creased than usual, really, because honestly, like, the books come creased pretty regularly to some degree or another. They weren't especially bad, but they were claiming that DC specifically, not Lunar, but DC had like sent them slashed in bad covers, and then when they reached out to DC told them to sell them because they were still sellable copy. The photos were a joke.
Yeah.
But this blew up so big that like DC and Lunar turned around just today and we're giving away to stores like a free second printing of all of Absolute Batman 20. And I think others the stores don't have to pay for them, so we're in theory getting extra copies. What this is about is seemingly beyond me, because this is like only the kind of thing that you would be concerned about if you were a speculator psychopath who believed that like all books come in like mint condition and are plucked from the boxes by gods. Like this is like a pulp magazine, like we work in pulp magazines. Like these things don't come perfect or whatever. And I can understand not wanting creases or like not wanting like damages on your books. I'm very fussy about these things. At the same token, like it's just deeply unserious to like expect them to be pristine mint condition, especially just like random issues of Batman. And so because of this disproportionate blowout over regular levels of damages, DC and Image now, I guess, because the number of books that got damaged also continued to like the claims of which books were damaged continued to escalate over the course of 24 hours. It started with only Absolute Batman, and then it became Absolute Batman and Martian and Barbara Gordon, and then it became random Image issues, and it just kept going until like I don't know. And now Image is reaching out to us too and offering replacements on like Department of Truth. I unpacked these. I need you to understand that I personally, with my bare hands, unpacked all of these books that have been claimed to be like particularly fucked up, and they are no more damaged than usual. These companies do not send them that well. Damages do happen. None of us want that, but they were not. They were still perfectly fine comics. What the purpose of this was is kind of beyond me. If this is like, this seemingly comes from like big speculator guys online, but if it is, I don't understand, because if you're flooding the market with more copies, that would drive down the value in theory, but otherwise I don't really know what the gambit was here.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. It's kind of hard to understand. I mean, I think it seems weirdly kind of cancel culture-y, you know, where, like, people just want something to be enraged about, whether or not they have any kind of, like, right or true reason to be enraged about anything, you know? And I think, like, it's a little bit infuriating, too, because there's, like, so many reasons to be mad in the world. Like, there's even just, like, so many reasons to be mad about comics in the world.
Yeah.
And you're so mad about, like, your little, like, bent corner Absolute Batman book or whatever the fuck. Like, just suck it up. Like, it's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And, like, it does reek of the speculator bubble that I think that we really are in, too. I kind of makes me yearn for the days of, like, newspaper comics where, like, kids would, like, read a Batman book and then, like, throw it away. The way that
Yeah.
like people in Japan read Shonen Jump and just like toss it on the ground when they're done, you know? Like these are not collector things.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that like I don't collect my comics, like I do. But like, and we'll get to this later, like I cut up my Absolute Martian issue this week. Like I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Why'd you cut it up?
because
You've got to read it to like this bastard.
it was to save innocent lives, but we'll
We'll
get
get
to
to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
It was a format textual trick.
Oh.
Okay. I let the people die. I didn't trust the guy. I didn't. Well, you know, I believed him. I just didn't like him at all.
That's
fuck
fair.
you.
That's fair, but we'll get around to that. Because what a good issue. But just yeah, it's like these are cheap pulps. This is random Batman issues. Grow up, get a grip. And kind of the last thing I'll say about it is Corinne and I were, in pointing to your what we were talking about the speculator bubble. Corinne sent me a link to this guy who was like really mad, and he was like, "Don't believe the hype." Like, value of Dork went down 2/3 in the course of like a month, and so it was a photo of a Dork number 1 in 25 at like $1,500 February 21st, and then April 12th, I think, or 21st, it was down to $550, and he was just so mad. And it's like, guys, this is a middling Image comic about an orc.
Well, and you're also not reading it. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter that it's like mid because you're not.
Because you're not even reading it. Yeah.
These people don't want to like open the issue because it would like drop it from 1,500 to 1,000 or whatever the fuck, you know.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know how to tell speculator people that what this is a book, and books are shipped, and people open books and they read them and they turn pages, and I know that like destroys the value or whatever, but like please get some light in your eyes. Like Absolute Batman number 20 cover A that we ordered 75 of and are going to get more is not going to be your fucking cash cow. Chill out. Like, and that's it. We don't got anything more to say about that. I hate it. It makes me so mad. I just wish we would read again. I don't want to be fighting about fucking dork covers. Ugh. Anyway, speaking of tragedies and reading, Read Comic Online got taken down, which I guess maybe is more complicated than tragedy. It's a complex issue. To quickly bring those up to speed who don't know, Read Comic Online was a pirating website that existed for a really long time, where you could read new releases pretty up to date, and there was a huge like backlog. If you were willing to like matrix dodge porn ads,
An ad blocker is all you need.
Yeah,
Like
you literally
one ad
just
blocker.
needed like a really cheap ad blocker. Yeah,
Like a free ad.
I just kept honestly being too lazy to do it.
you don't have an ad blocker on your computer.
No,
Why?
because I'm in hell.
No,
Because I've just been too lazy to be quite honest with
It's
you.
like 3 clicks of your
No.
mouse.
Using my mom's computer with no ad blocker on it is like, how do you use the internet? Like, how do you, like, just, this is in the way of the text I'm trying to.
Bless
Yeah,
you.
bless you. Bless you.
Bless
Um,
you.
Like, I'm not trying to get viruses.
But
Yeah, carry on.
but no, I mean fair point with the ad blockers. But anyway, this site has been around for a really long time, and it finally was taken down. Who took it down? What exactly the details of this takedown are is unclear to me at this juncture.
I think it was Dave Pilkey.
It was definitely
It was
Dave
Dave
Pilkey.
Pilkey. Dave Pilkey has been coming for Read Comics Online. That's where I read all of Dogman.
There's actually a red sniper laser beam on your
Did I
forehead
say-
in the shape of Cat Kid.
Oh no! I take it back. It was listen in Minecraft.
Thank you for that, Diva. So yeah, the issue of piracy has kind of been a big question within the last forever, but like within the last 5-10 years, especially after the Chuck Wendig scenario back in 2020 when he made this giant stink about his books getting pirated, and so there's this constant back and forth in author spaces and writer spaces, if you're in them, of writers who are the idea of piracy itself means I'm inherently losing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and people who are on the opposite end who are please steal, I love stealing.
For the record, that's me. If I ever publish anything, you are 100% welcome to pirate it.
Yeah, same as well.
Frankly, if I'm big enough to have made it onto a pirating website, I'll die happy.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, exactly. And that's one of the things here, right? Is that it's not that this has no impacts whatsoever at all ever, but a lot of the stuff that is read on those sites, a good chunk of that is random Marvel DC bullshit by guys who are either never going to come into the store or, importantly here, and some people were bringing this up, don't have access to stores because of either not having geographical proximity to one, or just they exist in a country without comic book stores. These are also sites that we can be mad all we want about piracy or whatever, but Read Comic Online, among a couple other comics archives online, are the only place where you can find a ton of stuff that has been lapsed out of print for years, if not decades. Unless you want to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars tracking down random fucking No Man's Land issues, random J.M. DeMatteis miniseries from Boom back in the day. If you're trying to find Donald Duck comics that Fantagraphics hasn't put into a collection yet, there's not anywhere else to go but these pirate sites, because none of the companies are that interested in keeping things in stock. I mean, fuck, you can't even get Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil in stock anymore. There are volumes of that we just can't get, and that was 2 runs ago. That was within the last 3 years.
Or trades of Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four, for instance.
Or trades of Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four. Yeah, there are just so many things that you can't get, either because of proximity to a store or because the companies don't want to fucking print it, than these pirate sites. And then, yeah, to your point, if you're big enough to be on these sites most of the time, you're not, it's not that a Michael DeForge book wasn't uploaded on Read Comic Online, but that most people reading Michael DeForge, A, are probably going to buy it if they have the money, and if they don't, they're going to put in word of mouth, and B, Michael DeForge, I don't think fucking cares. I think he's got bigger problems.
I would be shocked if Michael DeForge cared, frankly.
Yeah.
But were there Michael DeForge comics on Comics Online? I feel like
that did happen. Yeah, within the last couple of years, they've started. They were more consistently uploading Drawn and Quarterly and Fantagraphics. Not 100% consistently, but more commonly than they were. For a long time, it was and I think this is maybe implicit, but I just want to make this explicit. We have all used these sites for one reason or another.
No, I haven't. Shut the fuck up. I didn't do that shit.
I won't take my comic books in the bath with me, but I'll take my phone in the bath with me. I'm not ruining a piece of paper. But I will electrocute myself. No.
I would rather electrocute myself than get my Thor issue soggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say, I have had times in my life where, I haven't had money, and I have used them years and years ago, a very long time ago, but what I did instead was, okay, if I read something by an independent author, I was going to promote it on social media to audiences that I had. I was going to find some way to pay those creators back. And, I do know people who have done this and do this. So, obviously, we work at a comic book store. We are all artists. We do want you to come in and buy shit. But like, Read Comic Online is not killing the Marvel industrial complex. It's not taking any of Brian Michael Bendis' money. Like, it's fine. Like, Absolute Batman is not hemorrhaging readers or money because a couple of guys are reading it online. And, you know, now there's not as many places to get things that, like, or to be able to, like, actually look at things that you just can't.
I do kind of think it's tragic just from like a lost media standpoint too,
Yeah.
where like what was truly remarkable about Read Comics Online is that it was like every comic.
Yeah.
Like in a way that like almost no other pirating site, like Z Library does not have every book. There's like a lot of books on most like book pirating sites that like aren't on there. You know, like Read Comics Online had like every floppy.
Yeah.
Like anything that was being published monthly and that you could buy in a comic shop was on Read Comics Online.
Going back decades.
Yeah, like there was real like archival work very clearly being done by these people to like go back literally like 100 years.
Yeah.
To put stuff on these websites. And part of me sort of
Like,
fears for the future in which like there aren't these kind of illicit backups to this art form, you know?
Yeah.
Which is like sounds so dire and silly, but at the same time like we do lose stuff, you know? Like we lose things. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's expression and feeling that you're like, oh, this is not going to be seen again or like felt again.
Yeah.
It's lame. But, like they have like old Marvel romance comics from before Marvel was like big into superheroes.
Yeah.
On Read Comic Online, and I don't think anyone was reading those, but it was like they had it.
Yeah.
Like it was cool.
Yeah, and it's like if you want to read those now, it's like you either pay a lot of money to find old like random vintage
Actually,
issues one at a time.
Yeah.
You can buy our $100 omnibus behind the front counter.
Oh,
wait,
we
do
have Jack Kirby's War and Romance comics.
Oh shit,
Wow.
that does rock.
In an omnibus format behind the front counter. I've been eyeing it this whole time, but I'm like, how much do I really want to read like a Jack Kirby romance comic?
You know, his war stuff might be interesting, just from he served in World War
Yeah,
II.
he was a
and, like,
veteran. Yeah.
I'd be curious to read his war stuff.
But yeah, we have that omnibus. No one ever looks at it.
So definitely check it out. Like there is stuff being put back into print, but it is also just no guarantee.
Well, that omnibus is definitely not in print anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do want an omnibus of this stuff, come get it while we still have it, because that's definitely going out of print quick. Or I mean, let me phrase that: it's out of print.
It's getting scrubbed off the internet, is what's happening.
Yeah. And like, probably the last thing I'll say about it is like, when I read all of Hellblazer when I was 13, they were like just starting to put those like trade paperbacks, which are now out of print again. The like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
They had just put out the first one, and that was it. That was the only thing publicly available to like reliably get Hellblazer trades at the time. I simply could not have read Hellblazer at the time any other way.
Yeah.
Like, it just was not, and especially not with like original, like unaltered like coloring.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
For a long time is the only way you could read Killing Joke in the original colors. Otherwise you'd have to have found they did that reprint, but this year. But yeah. And so like, just, yeah, as y'all said, from a pure archival standpoint, it's a bummer. And at the end of the day, like, Read Comic Online is not without its problems. But these are symptoms of like, Read Comic Online is symptomatic of like bigger structural problems that need to be addressed, and like archiving in comics is fundamental among them. But I kind of think that's maybe it for that, unless y'all have anything else to say. I probably talked a little too long.
No, that's okay.
R.I.P.
I know, R.I.P.
That's it.
I looked up some Reddit posts, and inevitably many of the comments were like, "This is the burning of the Library of Alexandria."
No, I think that's Internet Archive.
Yeah.
That's Internet Archive.
Ugh, R.I.P.
Two brief things I want to add. Walter had a good take here that I want to add, and then two, friend of the pod Jerry Liang wanted a shout out, so I want to shout out friend of the pod Jerry Liang, one of our favorite guys, genuinely.
Mr. Liang.
Mr. Liang, like
of Jerry fame.
Like
I've listened to all your podcasts.
Oh my God.
With such deep, thoughts. I've listened to Pearl's songs.
Oh my God.
Just coming off the fly.
Oh, gosh.
I'm always amazed by it.
Really?
Still waiting for the Walt rap to, come in, but
One
it's not
day.
happening. But no, I've enjoyed them all, and you guys are doing great.
We do it for
thank
you,
you.
Jerry.
We really do.
yeah, genuinely. Actually.
What are you reading right now? Tell the people.
Oh, I'm reading a lot of the crap Marvel books that you guys... And you know what? I would like to agree with you. Very directionless. Yeah. Unfortunately, I kind of, picked my track and, it's
Look,
pretty
I'm right
painful.
there with you. Yeah, I have some titles that I'm just slogging through, and I'm like, you know what? It has to get better because it can't get worse.
That's yeah. Boy.
Or it's like you like a character, but the company owns the character, and then you're held hostage, or the character is held hostage because you're like, these stories suck, but I want to.
I know we keep
Read
talking about when
my
Marvel is
guide.
gonna go out of business, and we'll finally be able to just buy a bunch of their C-list characters.
Yeah.
I'm Pearl's gonna buy the Squirrel Girl rights when Marvel goes out
yeah.
of business
It can be had. I think it can.
for $20.
It'll be like the Fox era all over again.
But,
What a Ghost Rider
I
stuff.
will not distracted take any more time.
No, Jerry, thank you for the shout out. We genuinely really appreciate you as a long-term customer of the store and as a listener. And as Tate said, we really do it for people like you who listen and really care about this. It means a lot.
I was very excited when I stepped into the store and I heard you and you were talking. I was like,
Aw.
I'm good. They're going live.
Oh my gosh.
And I just finished. I was listening to your podcast back to back to back to back, and it's just yeah.
That's so cute.
It makes me so happy. Thank you so much, Jerry. Yeah, come in on Wednesdays. We record Wednesday afternoons a lot of the time, so that's the best time to catch us.
That's fine.
So that was Jerry, friend of the pod. And then just to add Walter's additional take on Read Comic Online very quickly as a final period. Walter said, the increase in speculators and part of the larger gamblification of U.S., and its larger economic crisis and corporate greed is, maybe important context here, that, people who want to read, people who are, for example, actually interested in Dork, good fucking luck getting that first issue, because, speculators swamped it, and so how else are you going to read it, because no store had it when that issue 1 dropped, other than pirating.
And you gotta buy it on the second-hand market. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, for $1,500
Yeah. No, you
from some guy on eBay named Bend Over Bitch.
Incredibly sketchy shit.
Reader Hater 45 selling Dork issue 1 for $4,500. I very sad. I also think it was another one of those things where for those truly dedicated pirators, you can figure out how to torrent there's more complex ways of pirating that are both riskier but also to a certain degree far more kind of fulfilling and in terms of the amount of shit that you can get,
Mm-hmm.
I torrented all of Vagabond when I was reading all of Vagabond, because am I gonna buy all frickin' 5 giant hardcover bludgeons of Vagabond without even knowing if I like it? No.
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna download all 5,000 pages of it from mangaz.io? Probably, But another part of what I thought was special about Read Comics Online was just that it was so easy for anyone to stumble upon it. It's I remember back in the day before YouTube was really good at catching illegal content.
Mm-hmm.
I watched all of Bleach. I would just go on YouTube and I'd go Bleach S1
Yeah.
E3 ing sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could find an episode. And Read Comics Online was similar. You could just be how do I read Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four for free? And you'd look up Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four read free online, and the first thing that popped up was Read Comics Online.
Yep.
And I think there's a certain magic to that too, where it's a 12-year-old who really wants to read 500 issues of a comic or something, but like doesn't have the money to do it, or doesn't have a comic shop, or whose parents think that comics are for wusses or whatever, like they could just stumble on it.
Yeah.
You know, in like the same way that I stumbled on Bleach as a child.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me sad that like no one is going to be able to like... I mean, there are still sites like Read Comics Online out there. It's just Read Comics Online had like a kind of magical completeness to it. I mean, they were just kind of the best out there. So, yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah. That's a huge bummer, Town. If somebody would like to... If the companies, for example, would like to step up and like archive things better or make things more accessible, that would solve your concerns about piracy. But until then, piracy is kind of the best answer we've got. Moving on from that, before we talk about this week's new single issues, do we want to briefly do a Tate and Persephone stacks of shit that we added to our piles?
Oh, yeah, I unfortunately don't have anything interesting to talk about other than, this Dead Man comic that I pulled off the shelf the other day by Mike Barrett and Kelly Jones. Corinne discovered this, and I, like, almost immediately snatched it up. They're, like, DC Premier Editions from, like, the late 80s, and they're, like, square bound. They're $3.95, suggested for mature readers. Kind of like a Vertigo before Vertigo, in a certain way, where, like, they were really mature stories, written really well, and drawn in, like, a really kind of, creative, bordering on experimental style, that was, like, not for like the faint of heart artistically, you know.
Saga the Swamp Thing was this,
yeah,
and a bunch of Denny O'Neill's like Green Arrow question stuff was this.
Yeah, so this is kind of the only thing that I got. Although I mentioned this briefly, but the other thing I got was the Locas Omnibus.
Excellent.
Which Persephone's just finished.
I just finished.
Yeah.
One of the things I added to my stack was Penny Century and Esperanza, which is the rest of the current like Locas stuff after that first omnibus of stories, which you could just end there and be fine. But I'm just too in the weeds now.
She's lost in the sauce, the omnibusy sauce.
Tay, you said you were gonna read all of Detective Comics by the end of this year, and genuinely, I might do that with Love and Rockets.
Yeah, my stack is now just like 1,300 issues of Detective Comics that I'm gonna read all of. So yeah, I'm gonna grind through that. It's really not that much, honestly. Like I think it'll probably take me like 2 months or something.
1,300, yeah.
They're issues. It's Batman. It's not fucking War and Peace. Like
I guess that's a fair point. I guess that is a fair point.
But yeah, I'm curious what that'll add up to in my final book tally, because right now I'm at like 92 books read this year.
Nice.
So I did just finish reading the first 2 volumes of Road to No Man's Land as well, which were really excellent. Really made me realize how much we've lost in the last like 30 years, because Road to No Man's Land is made up of like 4 or 5 different Bat Family comics, and all of them are like consistently if not amazing, all of them are consistently like really solid. The art is good, the writing is good, they're cohesively told in such a way that like reading them all together amplifies your experience, but you can like read just one and be like totally happy. And we're like not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like even just reading like the Batman line and the Detective Comics line from Road to No Man's Land, I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy, because we used to have an era where you could have a good Batman comic and a good Detective Comics comic. And now we just have a good Batman comic.
Yeah.
And like a mid Detective Comics comic. Like we can't even have like 2 good mainline Bat titles anymore. It's very strange.
We were talking about this last night, but that like up through the 80s and even up until like the 90s up to a point, and like we used to have comics writers and artists who like read and watched things that were like read and watched a very vast like because you see this with like one of the few counterexamples is like Dennis Camp and Rom V are like the few counterexamples where you like read their work and you're like, oh, y'all are pulling from a bunch of novels, y'all are pulling from different films, like across borders, like y'all are pulling from like poetry and
You're pulling from religion
You're pulling
and spiritual practices, like contemporary politics too, you know? And not just like some weird like oversimplistic nod to politics, but like real political commentary.
Yeah. And a lot of Cape creators other than those two these days are like a significant chunk of them, their media diets are clearly, if not entirely, mostly just reading and regurgitating surface level reads of other Cape shit. And at some point you just have to read something else, like or watch a fucking movie with some subtitles. Jesus, like it made me so happy to see Junie Baugh in fucking Monkey Meat, like in the second volume of Monkey Meat. He was like, I'm gonna recommend different like Pan-African like film, and he referenced hyenas in the first one, and I was like, oh my god, it's Jabril Diop Mambete's Hyenas, let's fucking go. But like, you know who definitely has never fucking heard of hyenas? Like 90% of the people who write Cape shit. And it doesn't have to be that specific thing, it's just like we just don't engage outside of, like, a lot of these writers just don't engage outside of the bubble of, like, has read 3 Daredevil comic, and that's maybe it.
Yeah. It's an illiteracy epidemic. It's a little worrying.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we talk about new books? Is that what we were doing? No, what's in the rest of your stack?
The rest of my
I
stack...
forgot we were doing a segment.
Very quickly, yeah, before we get too lost. I put some Joe Sacco on my stack. He's somebody I've needed to dive into for a long time. I've had Palestine, like, sitting on my shelf, like, glaring at me ominously every time I read something else and not it for, like, a year or two now, but I just keep being daunted. That said, we got a good restock of a bunch of Joe Sacco stuff, and it's about time I made a crack in it. So I'm adding, was it Laying the Land?
Paying the Land.
Paying the Land, fuck. Paying the Land, and the Once and Future Riot to my stack to go through. And then I picked up the new Drawn and Quarterly hardcover, Mary Payne. I don't know a whole lot about it. I haven't cracked it yet, other than the art is just insanely good, and I really love the grotesquerie it's doing. Very excited to read it, but I've just been a little busy. Let's talk about new books. For ones that we've all read, or at least you and I have read, Tate, Bat, Martian, Bleeding Hearts, Barbara Gordon.
I haven't read Firestorm yet.
Okay, I've read Firestorm. I don't know if I have a lot to say about it, other than it's good.
Yeah,
Check it out.
Yeah, we've got Absolute Batman, Bleeding Hearts, Absolute Martian, and Barbara Gordon. I think that's all that I read from this week.
That's most of what I read too, with the exception of Destination Kill, which if we have time I'll say something about, because I have complex thoughts on that. But
start with Destination Kill. Let's hear your complex thoughts.
Okay, so
because this is kind of a mystery to me. I hadn't really heard of this book until you showed it to me a couple days ago, and I feel like both you and I were both kind of in the dark about what's in this book. So talk to us about it.
Yeah, so Joe Palmer is not somebody I actually know. I've never read his work before. It's a random Oni issue, but I was flipping it open and I was looking at this art style, which is very like kind of halfway between Phil Hester and Ronald Wimberly of Prince of Cats, and I really fuck with that. There's like very harsh, angular style, very blocky characters, very like hyper exaggerated, but like in these like very blocky forms. The art is uniformly excellent. Like, I have some issues with this book, but I think the art is just kind of just like gorgeous. It looks better than, other than Assorted Crisis and In Your Skin, it like looks better than anything else Image is putting out at the moment, or most of the other kind of like, or even Dark Horse for that matter.
Quote unquote indie.
Quote unquote indie. Like, this is actually like an independent book written, drawn, colored, and lettered by the same guy with some color assists by Fulasad Olaseni. But yeah, both the Ronald Wimberly and Riley Rosemo variants were intriguing to me as well. Like, when you have Ronald Wimberly doing variants on your book, you immediately have my interest. For those who don't know, Ronald Wimberly is like a really, really excellent black cartoonist who did a book called Prince of Cats years ago. That's kind of, I think, his only work.
Prince of Cats is crazy.
Crazy book.
Yeah.
Really great. We have a big hardcover, or not hardcover. We have a big paperback of it if you want to check it out. Really excellent, like, retelling of Romeo and Juliet from Tybalt's point of view in 1984 Brooklyn. That'll actually be my throwback rec. Check out Prince of Cats. That shit's so good. He was going to do some books for Image in 2015, Slave Punk and Sunset Park, and then for reasons we don't know, those fell through. But at the risk of becoming a We Talk About Ronald Wimberly podcast instead of the book that we're supposed to be talking about, he did a variant cover, so it immediately piqued my interest. That said, yeah, art virtually unassailable. I think it's gorgeous. I really like it's not hand lettered, but it has a kind of off balance, off kilter, like, tilt to the letters, just a tiny bit that, like, it's still legible, it's still very clear, but it feels hand drawn without being hand drawn. Really good stuff. I like the sound effects and the integration of text into the environment, like the spray of, like, everything from, like, blood to smoke to spitting water or out of the mouth is, like, appropriately, like, goopy and kind of webby in a way that's really fun. It's just really excellent cartooning, and I just had a really good time with it. That said, my problems with this book is that, like, unlike a lot of things on the shelf, it is, like, really trying to do something, or it's like it is trying to, like, say something about our current political moment, at least as far as, like, labor unrest and police brutality go. But as you can guess by, like, how surface level that description was, the book is about that surface level with it. It doesn't really, like, I'm not looking for like Asada Shakur or fucking or Angela Davis here, but I'm just, like, asking for, like, some level, if like Matt Fraction's Batman is, like, maybe outpacing you on the police criticism. Yeah, or at least even just, like, getting into it. Like, it's just too surface level, even the genre stuff of this, like, cyberpunk, like, world where there's, like, a train that connects the United States to London. It's like, it's so fucking what? All right, like, the story kind of doesn't really do a whole lot for me, and the use of the protagonist being, like, a black woman cop who clearly is going to, like, at some point fall out of, like, is starting to see the cracks in the system that she works in, and is, like, starting to question it. Maybe I question how thoughtfully this is being employed, with some level of thought, in that, like, it's not an accident that she is a black woman who is a cop, but, like, what level of thoughtfulness or engagement this is going to be given is still kind of up in the air to me. And especially where the story attempts to both kind of, like, criticize police brutality while also having some, like, good ones on the inside, or, like, people who are, like, trying to do some, like, weird humanization stuff, which, like, wouldn't necessarily be bad if they weren't also doing, like, the protesters are right, but there's also, like, these, like, outside agitators who are using this for, like, opportunity, and it's like, I'm a little bit skeptical that this is going in, like, a particularly thoughtful or engaged direction. And then, you know, finding out that the writer and artist is a white guy from the UK made me a little bit more concerned with perhaps how willing to be for real we are going to be with this.
What do you think of the police, Pearl?
The cops?
Yeah. I've heard you love them.
God, I've got to be really careful what I say here.
I need to set the scene. I need everyone to understand that she looked up from drawing different Looney Tunes characters with huge knockers to answer this question.
On a sketch cover of Assorted Crisis Events by Dennis Camp.
This is what I do during the podcast.
This is amazing. You bring so much to this, Pearl. I genuinely... I'm obsessed. I keep looking back over and I keep wanting to just talk about the Looney Titties cover.
It's Bugs Bunny with huge knockers, and he can't decide over Daffy Duck with huge knockers or Porky Pig with huge knockers.
This is...
Do you want to see what Pearl's drawing?
Yeah, this conversation just got me curious. Because, on the podcast, I can... oh, yeah, there's Daffy Duck. And Bugs Bunny's there. Looking... It's like... It's literally like... Looks like Bugs Bunny is like willing the knockers to come out. It's like eyes are closed and just like, get out of there,
Using the force.
Yeah, forcing the titties out. Anyways, I do not stand the police. Okay, this is a we do not stand the police podcast. If you are a cop listening to this, fuck you.
Agreed. We've never had to throw a cop out of our store, but we would. To be clear.
A cop came in once the whole time I worked here and asked me if we had security cameras because someone got moitered outside. That's the only time a cop has ever come in before.
Yeah, I think they see that.
This is a really bad neighborhood, by the way. You be careful when you come out to Claremont.
People will steal your dork issue ones at gunpoint.
White ladies high on edibles will hit you with their car.
Oh, they will.
Or on their way from their neuropathy appointments.
You can be high at a neuropathy appointment.
They could be, but those were just two different women. In 2023, we got T-boned by a woman who was high off her fucking gourd on gummies.
It's a dangerous neighborhood.
Yeah, honestly, Berkeley Hill people are maniacs. I do not support them. I will see you in hell. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Never mind, I'm not gonna say that last part. But anyway, like, that's kind of all I have to say about this book. I want to like it more than I do. I think it's just stunning to look at. It is just beautiful. And like, it is only part one. But I just think that the level of engagement with like racial and labor politics, its engagement with its own like with genre and like cyberpunk work in general, and then also even its humor is just so surface level. Like, guy in the background holding up a sign that says "We love you, boss," and I'm just like, I just need a little more something. That said, it's clearing a bar that a lot of independents are not clearing these days, which is that it was made by a person who like wanted to do a good job, and had ideas and thoughts, even if they're a little too surface level. So, congrats. More people should care.
I think thoughts are stupid.
Caring, sincerity, fuck that.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks.
But yeah, let's talk about... Do we want to talk about Barbara Gordon breakout next?
Yeah, let's talk Barbara Gordon. I feel like Barbara Gordon's like a pretty simple one to talk about first. It's a good intro comic. So, yes, last episode you may have heard us talk about how the ending of issue 9 of Matt Fraction's Batman ends on kind of this cliffhanger reveal of Barbara getting arrested and brought to jail by Vandal Savage. And we knew that she was going to end up in jail because obviously like we had gotten the solicits for Barbara Gordon breakout, so like at some point she was going to end up in jail, and we were very excited by that last Batman issue. I thought it was a really excellent issue. I thought it was a really exciting like cliffhanger reveal, and I'm honestly pleasantly surprised by this first issue. I think it kind of lives up to the teaser. The teaser at the back of issue 9 of Batman is like sort of cherry picked from like the most sort of physically action packed part of issue 1. It's not like the first 4 pages of issue 1 or something. It's like somewhere in the middle. But I think like the creative team behind it, which is Tamaki is writing it, and then I don't know anything about the artist. What's their first name?
I think it was on that credit page with the two after that one.
Oh, this one, yeah. Amansi Noelpan.
While you're talking, I'll look it up because I definitely have seen that name, but it's not like super common.
Yeah, and the colors are done by friend of the pod, Tamara Bonvillain. And I will say this is like her doing just an excellent job. Like she's just doing a really, really freaking good job. I feel like she's really like
As usual.
Yeah, as usual. But this is like she's going above and beyond.
Very brief
in
note
these
here.
Pages.
Very brief note here. He was the guy that did the Jazidia Axelrod Hot Girl
Oh, okay.
from a couple years ago, and he's done Nubia and the Justice League. He's done
Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark, Batman Urban Legends, Christian. He's done kind of a lot more than I expected he did.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry I cut you off.
No, it's okay. I think she's like really nailing the sort of aesthetic tone of this story. It's very kind of like gritty yet colorful at the same time, which I think really fits this book because it's not for kids, I don't think, but it's also like not a truly dark, mature women's prison book. Like this is not Bitch Planet.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of a more kind of familiar, softer superhero book.
Yeah.
And it is very colorful. It's very like nice to look at. It's engaging to look at. But then like there are some pages that really like this first page where they reveal Blackgate and like you have Gotham like rising in light behind it. And like the way the light plays off her glasses here. Like there's stuff in it that you can really see that she's like the whole book, it's clear that she's like putting a lot of effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's pages here where you can really see not just like a really good colorist colored this, but Tamara Bonvillain colored this.
Like that.
I know this like like we talked about this in when we're like Batman's blue right now. She's purple.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like she Barbara Gordon is a color. Her Batgirl suit is a color.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is like, is that so much to ask?
Colors in our comics.
Yeah, and like her inside cape is orange. Like it's fucking badass, and it feels like it's glowing. You know, like it feels like the pages are lighting up.
Mm-hmm.
And the art is excellent. I'm excited to see kind of like where the story goes. It feels like it could go in a whole bunch of different directions, but it feels like it's going to be like a really fun kind of like just like well done superhero book with like a kind of like crime thriller element to it, kind of Detective Comics style. This feels like really kind of tonally fitting with the titles that Mark Waid is currently on right now for the DC, where it's just like I feel like Tamaki just like knows what is being asked of her, and like just really understands like what makes the superhero genre really good, and it seems like she's it just seems like she just wants to do a good job, and she is doing a good job, and this is a really good first issue too, and that it's like it sets up the premise. It sets up the stakes really well, but it doesn't tell you everything, so you're kind of hungry for more, and there's like a mystery at the heart of this book. It's a murder mystery. She's trying to hunt down the killers of 2 prisoners that she's in Blackgate with, as part of like a kind of like a reconnaissance mission for the Bat family, and like that's the premise. Is this an ongoing, or is this... I mean, the breakout is obviously... At some point she's going to break out, and then she's, like, no longer going to be in prison. But, like, is the Batgirl series ongoing? Do you know?
I don't think they've announced it or said. Like, most of the ones that are miniseries specifically, they have directly said that they are.
I would love for her to be on Batgirl for a while. Like, that would make me really happy.
I would like that. She has a good handle on the character.
Yeah, and they already have a Cassandra Cain Batgirl series, but they could just make it like a Barbara Gordon Batgirl book, like Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I would be very happy with it. Anyway, what do you think? I'm gonna heat up my coffee really quick.
Okay. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said with like, and this is to be clear, like a small... This is a thing that I will see how I feel about this take a couple issues down the line, and this is more of a personal preference thing, because I do agree with something Tate and I talked about off-pod, where, like, it's probably for the best that it's, like, closer in line tonally with, like, Fraction's Batman than being something, like, a little bit darker. But I do kind of wish... I don't want it to be, like, grittier and, like, a big... Like, I don't want it to be, like, a women's prison thing in a, like, female prisoner Scorpion 701 sense. And I don't even want it to be a women's prison book in a, like, Stone Ocean sense. Because Stone Ocean is still pretty gnarly, even if it's a lot sillier. I do wish and this is, like, by matters of small degrees, I do wish the, like, crime thriller part of the, like, superhero crime thriller was just, like, dialed up even just, like, 5 or 10%, like, just kind of a small amount. I don't want it to be, like, particularly brutal or nasty, but I do just want to feel, like, the desperation of her stakes maybe a little bit more sharply with, like...
Well, I feel like she's just arrived, too.
Yeah, so that's why I might feel a little bit differently about it later, because at this point it's like she's just kind of broken up some fights. That said, I do like her position here as, like, everybody realizing, like, oh, she's, like, not just some bitch, like, she's got some moves. And also, this makes her a threat in a different way. I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm very excited to... Yeah, I think I may feel differently about this take going into future issues, because I think the stakes maybe will get ramped up. But, yeah, I really like that Barbara Gordon, who is an incredibly competent and incredibly good person, is in a system and situation in which, like, people... have to make difficult, like, sometimes even ethically compromised choices because of the, like, structural system that they're placed in. And I don't want her to be, like, necessarily darkened by those things, but I do want to see the, like, the conflict between, like, she is somebody who, and we do see it a little bit here, where she, like, is like, we save people, that's what we do. And I'll leave it at that without getting too much into that conversation. But it's like, what we do is we save people. And so we do see some of that here. I hope that it continues, because I would like to... Because I think Tamaki does have that, like, in her sight. And I just hope that she continues forward with it. Because I would like to see what it looks like for Barbara Gordon to be, like, emotionally... Because, like, physically she's fine. Like, physically she can... kick the shit out of all these guys. Like, she's not going to get beaten by fucking random Blackgate inmate number 5. Like, but the very, like, structure of this system, like, challenges her emotionally and challenges, like, her inherent goodness. And I would like to see that conflict and her overcome that conflict, because I think obviously she will, and she should. Like, there's no reality in which I want her to be, like, having stabbed somebody and be, like, angry and mad and covered in blood and gritty and shit, because that's dumb. But I just am hoping to see more of that, like, adversity as she feels like backed further and further into a corner. And especially if you're playing in, like, the women's prison genre, I just want to see a little bit more desperation, but there's still time. Kind of all I got to say about that, I think.
Okay, should we move on? Should we talk about the next Bat title?
Yeah, let's talk about Absolute.
That transition's good.
Yeah,
I really liked this issue. I have some concerns.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of the big reveal that, like, him being Batman was all part of some big plan, I think could really go either way.
Yeah.
When I first realized that maybe they were suggesting this course of kind of action for the plot, I was slightly concerned, because it feels a little bit like whenever they try to make, like, Spider-Man be, like, the product of fate.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, it's just no one likes it. And it feels kind of disingenuous to the character. But I also think, like, if Scott Snyder has, like, a really good story concept for, like, the master Batman plan, I'm, like, very there for that, you know? Like, I'm down for this concept. I just need it to be done in a way that feels kind of intelligent and, like, respectful of the reader.
Yeah.
You know? And I really hope that it's not kind of like, Absolute Joker reveal, where it's just kind of underwhelming and, like, the big plot is, like, he eats baby adrenochrome, you know?
Yep.
Like,
admittedly, this panel, the double page of the adrenochrome baby chair does go hard, but it is also adrenochrome baby chair.
yeah.
But to get back to your point, it's like, why this, like, kind of thing doesn't work, like, or at least, like, the Fate Spider-Man thing, and we'll see with Batman, is, like, we want our heroes to make choices, and we want them to, like, have beliefs, and if they're kind of just shaped into something that often isn't very good. There are ways that can be done well. I'm going to give Scott Snyder the benefit of the doubt, but I do share your concern.
And this is not the first time that Scott Snyder has done this. Like, this is, like, a premise of Dark Knight's Metal, is, like, Batman is the grand design of Barbados, and, like, he was, like, destined to be the Dark Knight, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that worked. Like, I think that worked and didn't, because it was in the very specific context of, like, this incredibly campy action comic called Dark Knight's Metal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm you really have to come up with a good concept to sell me on the idea of, like, a couple supervillains getting together in a room and being like, if we kill this guy's parents, he's gonna dress as a bat and turn into a crime fighter. Like, there's so many insane kind of leaps in logic that you have to get to get to, like, Bruce Wayne will become the Batman. You know, like, I could see being like, if we kill this guy's parents, he's gonna go crazy. But, like, beyond that, but I think there's avenues, you know? I mean, there's the, like, Darkseid designed this universe, you know? And, like, if Darkseid designed this universe, do people have access to the knowledge that Darkseid has of Batman and stuff like that? Like, there's ways that I could see this going. I just hope he has, like, a good idea, and, like, he didn't just, like, write last month's issue and was like, I need an absolute Batman idea. What if Batman was planned, you know? Like,
which is, like, especially tricky, too, because there's my other concern with this arc in general is that there's a lot of elements that I really like, but there's almost too many things happening, because this arc is the introduction of Deathstroke, the introduction of Scarecrow, Mecha Robin, a bunch of stuff with the Mecha Robins, a bunch of stuff with his friends, and we're getting, like, early Two-Face and Penguin shit. Like, there's so, like, Joker's, like, finally entering the picture in a big way. There's so much happening here that it hasn't collapsed under its own weight yet, because it's still been paced well enough to, like, be spared that, but it would be very easy for this comic to, like, just have too many fucking things going on.
I would agree with that, yeah.
That said, like,
hold on. Yeah, I that said, there's some very badass shit that happens in here. Like, the Scarecrow, like, revealing himself by lighting his little cigarette.
Yeah,
Scarecrow, like, fucking cutting the shit out of Batman here.
Those got me, actually. The lighter flick, like, actually was like, oh shit, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh damn, like, he fucking got his ass, you know? Like,
the Scarecrow writing is excellent. Like, honestly, like, I'm a big Scarecrow head. Like, I don't know if I've talked about this, but I really fuck with Scarecrow. I love that guy. I just love his whole bit. His whole bit is just, like, He just really likes making people scared and dresses up like a fucking scarecrow and he made of gas and it's such a ridiculous
What if everything was spooky?
it's like only a bit that would work like only in Batman. Like Batman's like I think the only character who could support this kind of villain. And I love that he looks like Cillian Murphy with his like but like he got fucking Coralined.
Yeah.
With like I love his weird little cigarettes. I love his little farmer outfit and his hat. His weird like
the fact that he's had his throat slit. Like there's so much like he feels like, and I've said this about Absolute Batman before, but he feels like a really fun anime villain.
Yeah.
You know, like there's One Piece villains who have like very much the same vibe as this guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I like say what you want about like very simple shonen anime and manga. There are many things to criticize, there are many things to love, but they know how to do a villain.
Yeah.
Like they get that the villain has to be steezy in order for me to like it.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want a villain with no drip.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like at the end of the day, like the bare minimum. Like if he's not an interesting character, but he looks cool as fuck and he does really cool stuff. I can get behind it. Yeah, have you been reading Absolute Batman? No. I feel like you'd be into it. It's fun.
It looks cool.
You should just get it in trade or something. Yeah. I haven't been. I don't think I've really been collecting the issues very much. Although I've been collecting them since you started pulling them for me.
Well, I wasn't been pulling them for the podcast, but then like
I want you to pull them for me. I like reading them in issues. Yeah, this is. I don't know. This is just really fun. Like I like that he knows the ins and outs of Blackgate. Like not because he's Batman, but because he was like forced to be an enforcer.
Yeah.
For like a mob boss and like smuggle shit into Blackgate while he was imprisoned there. Like the fact that he's an ex-con is really like an interesting take instead of like I'm rich white boy who punched criminal. He's like no, like he's literally been in the carceral system.
Yeah.
Like he has like a life of traumas that go beyond just shooty mommy and daddy. You know, which is like obviously a real trauma, but like I don't know. I think it's interesting that he has like more to his backstory. 'Cause I do think one of the flaws of the Batman character is that like his backstory is like so ingrained in such simplicity. Like the only like truly concrete stable aspect of his backstory is that his parents got murdered.
Yeah.
And then like it feels really jarring when they add stuff. Like that's why Hush is so weird. Is like here's Batman's best friend that you never heard about. In like all 80 years of Batman, you know, or like even when they make Zatanna like one of Batman, like the best version of that is when they make Zatanna one of Bruce's childhood friends. But even that, you're like it feels a little bit uncanny, a little bit destabilizing because the only thing that you really know about him is like they got his ass, you know? And here there's more going on. I think this is like a really excellent. It feels like Scott Snyder is like grabbing the opportunity to recreate Batman in a very real way, which I'm appreciative of. And at first I was kind of like, oh, it's Batman, but he like punches harder and he has axe, you know? But it's quickly become something more complex than that.
Starting with the Bane arc, and especially once we hit Poison Ivy, especially, I think, and kind of after the bad Joker shit, we've talked about this before, like, he has really locked in and, like, found his groove here. Because I think Dragota's always pretty much had his groove on this, because...
Yeah, he's just been at the top of his game, yeah.
Yeah, but Snyder has really kind of, like, figured out his ambitions and figured out a direction to take these things, and so, whereas, like... Yeah, the first arc is, like, fun, but, like, not necessarily that noteworthy in of itself, other than just, like, it's cool. Kind of as it's gone on, it's gotten increasingly more thoughtful broadly and increasingly more, like, there's just a lot more going on emotionally.
Making a Dungeon Crawler Carl movie, or sorry, TV show.
Oh wow.
That said, like, my one little thing here, and this is such a small thing, is that, like, I've talked before about, like, what being on a monthly title or having to cram too many things into your book does. And, like, for the most part, Dragota's been able to avoid that, but I think the, like, little bit of the, like, the bike turning into the mech at the very end here loses a lot of impact for me, because it's just, like, too crunched in.
Yeah, like, that should have been a 2-page spread.
Yeah, that would have been tight as hell. And
but there's just, like, he just has a lot to put in there, you know?
He just has a lot to put in there, yeah. And I do think Dragota uses it very well, and Snyder sometimes uses it very well, too. I do think Snyder could maybe do with, like, letting Dragota open it up just a little bit more, because, like, for the most part, Dragota's, like, works it really well, and, like, is able to use the smaller panels very effectively, but sometimes it does get a little too crowded. And just a little too much is happening, a little too much is going on. Just let Dragota breathe a little bit. And I think this moment would have been so fucking hype had we, like, been able to do that. But then again, that's tiny critique. Really, really tight book. I've really come around on being much more into Absolute Batman than I was when it started.
Yeah, it's really grown on me. It feels like it's matured a lot.
Yeah.
Since its inception. Because its inception really did feel like... it's Batman, but sicker.
Yeah.
You know? Which I was down for, you know, but it didn't feel like there was really, like, very much, if any, like, super complex storytelling going on, and it seems like the kind of complexity and intelligence has been upped in the last couple story arcs, which I've been enjoying. Should we talk about Firestorm and then finish it off on the 1-2 punch of the 2 best comics we read this week?
Absolutely. Oh my god. So Firestorm, I'm not really going to say a whole lot, partly because you haven't read it, and partly because I don't know if there's, like, a ton to say. I think it's, like, a good, competent issue. I enjoyed it a fair deal. I think it's definitely a little origin-centered, but given that Firestorm is a character whose origins are complicated at best, is, like, maybe good that we spent some time clarifying which of the 20 different Firestorms this is and what configuration, and kind of establishing who Ronnie Raymond is and who Professor What's-His-Name is. I forget. But even though it is, like, largely origin dominated, like, Lemire still finds, like, a way to, like, give it more personality than he's kind of had in the tank for a lot of stuff within the last number of years. Like, he seems excited to be doing this book. De La Torre also seems to, like, be enjoying this book quite a lot. He's doing some weird stuff that I haven't seen him do. There's an ambition to his work. There's a page reveal here on, like, Firestorm itself that is, like, actually very impactful visually, just because it's, like, just such a strikingly, like, drawn and colored image.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. That's cool, yeah.
That's cool as fuck. The use of, like, kind of this more retro stylization on, like, some of these, like, flashbacks and the kind of push-pull with that. It's an interesting book. I don't think I would read it past the 6 issues that it's solicited for. It does feel like a contained story. I don't think it's gonna blow your mind, but, like, if you are looking for, like, a pretty fun sci-horror book that, like, I think it's a good read. And I hope it'll end up being a great one, given some, like, time and, like, willingness to, like, annihilation it. But...
yeah, to get, like, really weird. And I think that's like one thing that I'm very happy that's like one of the reasons I'm very happy that Lemire is doing it, is because Lemire is willing to kind of go all Vandermeer on a book's ass, you know?
Yeah.
He's a little freak.
Yeah.
He's got some bats in the belfry, and I think that that's, like, what this book needs, and it's what the book is kind of suggesting that there's going to have more of.
Yeah.
It's already a book about madness.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it remains mad.
Yeah. God willing, fingers crossed. We'll see, but I'm excited.
Gosh.
That's kind of about...
Oh my gosh.
This is legitimately one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen.
Ass
Hold
horn
on.
and crisis events. We should
Thank you.
send it to me too, and then we can post about the episode on Blue Sky and tag Dennis.
We're gonna do this. Hold on. I'm
You
sending
want to
it.
tag Dennis Camp?
Yes.
Dennis Camp would love this.
Kidding.
Dennis Camp would love that. He's a fun dude.
Here you
Oh.
go.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I better not see you flipping that.
No, put it in my wall. Like, I'm actually gonna put it in my wall.
Please do.
The 1-in-1
That's
pearl
so cool.
loony titties assorted
It's-
crisis variant.
It's Bugs Bunny with big boobies having a crisis of his own. Trying, I think it's like a Betty and Veronica situation with Daffy Duck with big boobies and also Porky Pig with big boobies in thought bubbles. And
Bugs Bunny also has big boobies, if that
Yeah.
wasn't mentioned.
When we post this episode, Tate and I will post it on our Blue Skies, and maybe we'll link it in the show notes so that you can like see the picture. Because I can't begin to tell you how like description fails how beautiful this is. This is such a funny fucking beautiful little picture. Genuinely, I'm jealous. Like, that's so good. I'm jealous Aldo's gonna have that up on their wall. This is so beautiful.
You guys should post that on My Blue Nancy.
Oh my god, yeah. Shouting out another comic we love, Assorted Crisis Events.
Oh my god.
That's right. If you haven't been following My Blue Nancy on Instagram, you should start following it because I draw it, and it's all your favorite,
Also,
escapist
someone
creators.
important to you writes it.
Yes.
Persephone.
I was gonna see how long it took her to mention me. Yeah, we're Pearl and I are doing a Nancy comic. We have 2 or 3 up, where we've got another one in the can to post, and then I sent Pearl some scripts that are pretty off the rails. God bless her for being willing to illustrate these. To be quite honest with you,
She must really love you.
she must really love me.
I do love you.
Aw.
In a
Where
gay
can
way.
the Nancy
Oh,
comics
thank
be
God.
found?
On Instagram.
On Instagram?
On Instagram under My Blue Nancy. So far we haven't posted any new ones that weren't in the store zine, which we have.
Well, you have. There's the property values one.
Oh, that's
The property
right.
values one, yeah. I will show you the scripts, or one of the scripts to the next ones later because I'm excited for you to read it. Anyway, but yes, check out My Blue Nancy on Instagram, also known as Sluggo's Acrimony. We're doing some Nancy in hell. It's a good time. Should we talk about the 1-2 punch of Martian and Bleeding Heart?
Yeah, let's talk about this in reading order. If you're listening at home and you're wondering, what order should I read these 2 completely unrelated stories published under entirely different imprints and drawn by entirely different people? We recommend that you read Absolute Martian number 11 first, and then read Bleeding Hearts number 5?
Number 4.
Number 4, second. And Persephone's gonna explain why that is.
Because holy shit, they do some shit in Martian. Like, they go some places. We had Tay, you had talked about on this podcast before that like you were really hoping that Dennis Camp would be and Javier Rodriguez would be really willing to get into like the fact that John Johns is an FBI agent and a police officer, and to like actually get into the stakes of that and the weight of that, like
Yeah,
and
it does it.
it doesn't. It just outright fucking. It just is like, yeah, if you're part of the state policing apparatus, you're a murderer. Like, it does just pretty bluntly say that. Like, I'm kind of shocked they let them get away with saying that so bluntly. It's really not veiled whatsoever. It's not softened whatsoever. It's like Despero just forces him to watch a man be executed by the state and be like, well, yeah, like, anybody could end up here, and you put him here. Like, even if you didn't directly, like, physically put him in here, you as an agent of the state have killed people before, and you as an agent of the state have stood by and let people be murdered by the state, and you have also caught people and put them in jail, which then murders them. It's fucking crazy they were willing to do that.
Yeah, it's each of the last like 2 issues have been kind of engaging deeper and deeper with criticisms of kind of Johns' complicity with state violence as a state actor. And it really feels like it's really starting to all come to a head here. I put this comic down and I realized like my heart was racing a little bit. I had like a little bit of chills. Like,
Yeah.
I was like physically affected by the astounding quality of this work, and it's the rare comic that truly every issue that hits the shelves is better than the last, and this really does feel that way. It's from a storytelling perspective, from a visual perspective, they each feel like they're one-upping the last issue in a way that is just truly mind-boggling. It feels like they're getting to better understand each other in a creative partnership every month, and yeah, I don't know. There's this wonderful piece here where Despero dares the reader to cut along a dotted line on the page to evade not to evade, but to stop. Sorry.
Oh, avert. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, avert. God, thank you. To avert
gratuitous violence and unnecessary death, quote unquote.
Yeah, and it reads as like a kind of real kind of ethical dare to the reader, but it also reads as kind of like a metatextual dare to someone who might be flipping through it as a speculator.
Yeah.
And I think each of these kind of ploys to get you to like tear up the comic or cut up the comic or whatever, each of them really does feel like a kind of like inside joke about like, oh, you're trying to keep this in mint condition, like, well, you're not reading the book right,
Yeah.
kind of thing, while also being like a really excellent storytelling device. And I cut my page. I didn't want to let the innocents die. I wasn't willing to take the chance that Despero was lying. I wanted to save lives. And I think like the echo of this cut the page thing is seen like 2 pages later, where basically the kind of final thought of this issue is like what happens in your mind also happens.
Yeah, 'cause
You
that was
know,
a big line of the first volume, was like, or it's echoing that first volume, that like, yeah, like it's happening in your head, but what happens in your head also happens.
Yeah, and that's is like really in line with the kind of I dare you to cut this page to prevent the destruction of these fictional characters, these kind of pieces of ink on the page.
Yeah.
I loved this issue. My God. I'm really glad it's ending when it is, but I'm really gonna miss it when it ends.
Yeah, this book is like, I was making a list of like comics that like mean, like, capital M means something to me in a way that isn't just like, I just think this is a really good story, this is a really good book, I really like it. It's like, this is like personally affected me deeply, and this is one of them. I think about this comic all of the time. I want to get a Martian tattoo. It came to me at a very specific point in my life that we don't like need to get into, but like that first arc was very, very meaningful for me, and something I still very much like think about, and the second arc does as well. And it's just like excellent fucking comics by people who really care, and people who are like willing to take this seriously. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, whether it's like as heavy as Absolute Martian gets in this issue, where he just like seemingly kills some people, including a child, potentially, with like, and I'll talk about that in a second too, but like this gets pretty fucking bleak. But whether it's that or Matt Fraction's Batman, or even, you know, Ryan North Adventure Time, like, it really is about caring about what you're doing and putting your utmost into your craft, and like very little in monthlies for a very long time. Even books that I really love have felt as like so wholly considered and like meaningful, both as individual chapters, as a broader story, as pieces, as panels, as text and art on a page. Like, this is something really seminal and really special. And I remember when issue 1 and 2 came out, and I remember feeling like this must be what it felt like when more Saga the Swamp Thing came out, or like
like Saga issue 1 hit the shelves or,
Saga
something.
Yeah, or like some of the early like Morrison Doom Patrol, and you're just like, fuck, this is something really, really special. Yeah. And I'm going to miss this book tremendously when it goes, but it is a hell of a thing to get to be alive when they're making comics like this. Yeah. And the last thing I just want to briefly say on that Despero Vision thing is I think there's an additional layer of meaning with the cut it out thing, where like it's almost a dare to like DC itself to like, are you going to edit me? Are you going to stop me from like fucking getting into it here? Because it's one thing for like assorted crisis events to be like, policing is an inherently like violent institution, like which like only results in death even with the best of intentions, but like to make your hero potentially complicit in like gunning down a family, including kids, on accident, like among other things, like this book is willing to implicate its hero in a lot, in a way that it feels like Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez are like, okay, yeah, are you gonna stop me?
I mean, I think, and this is like they're two very different like levels of quality and kind of political seriousness, but I think that's like similarly that Daniel Warren Johnson Absolute Batman Annual is like similarly, like it's a big middle finger to editorial, you know. It's like there's something very kind of like tangible about being like, oh, you like don't want me to have Batman punching Nazis? Like, why not?
Yeah.
You know, like what's up with that? And I think it's so valuable to have writers and artists who are willing to be like, okay, cool, like we want him to punch Nazis, and like if you don't want Batman punching Nazis, I'm like at the very least gonna make you examine
and
why you don't want your hero to punch Nazis.
Yeah.
You know? And this is similarly that, you know, it's like like you want me to tell like a complex story about an FBI agent, but like you don't want me to like engage with the complexities of what it means to be a fucking FBI agent, you know, like
yeah.
That can't be done.
Yeah. And so I'm so happy to see them bring it all the way home here, like, and to be able to like actually name things in the way that, yeah, Absolute Batman. It's like, it's not even just like that he's punching Nazis, but that like they're not just like Hydra Nazis, if that makes
They're
sense.
like white power American Nazis.
Yeah, they throw up a white powered sign, like directly referencing Musk doing it, like too. Like it's like it's not just like Captain America fighting some Hydra guys, and they're like in theory supposed to be Nazis, but they don't like believe things because they're not fleshed out enough to have beliefs. Like people here, like the people here do the things they do because they believe things. This issue asks why, because they believe things.
Yeah.
Things happen in their head and then they happen out in the real world. Some people believe policing, like, people end up in jail because of their own choices, and that, like, we need armed thugs with guns to, like, round people up and put them in little boxes or execute them for whatever. Like, if they broke a law, whatever that means. Like, and we don't. We fucking don't.
Yeah, this was amazing. It's not like a really sad book, but it's very emotionally intense, which brings us to the wonderful palette cleanser that is Bleeding Hearts number 4.
Yeah, I'll admit that I had been like 2 weeks off my estrogen, so I was probably like wilding out on my period when I read this, but we got home from karaoke and Pearl was asleep and I was reading it, and I just like the first, like, the tea party scene, and I just started crying. I was just
Yeah,
like,
you were PMSing.
I was just like, this is so beautiful. There are no little girls in the world left, and she's getting to experience something that no one has in so long.
And she doesn't even know how to do a tea party. But it doesn't matter. Because she's happy.
No, like, literally exactly that. Like, I was a wreck. And it felt like it is, like...
Pearl annoyed as fuck on the other side of the bed. Like,
I
oh
was
my God.
pretending to be asleep.
Yeah.
Were you, like, tweeting about me? Like, this bitch.
Crybaby bitch.
Yeah, my geek wife won't stop crying over her little comment.
Give this woman some estrogen, somebody.
Woke has gone too far these days, caring about the happiness of children.
Pearl angrily wakes up and just stabs you with a syringe full of estrogen. Shut the fuck up!
But to be like, oh my god, thank you for giving this to me. Pearl gave me the
negatives.
The negatives of the Bugs Bunny booby drawing. This is a cherished possession now. Thank you, Diva. I love you so much. But to like be like completely sincere for a second, that's part of like what is so good about this book is that like it is so unabashedly sincere and like in the joy of this little girl and like the ways that it's like willing to be like silly and like kind of again like closer to like Archie or Zitz or like other kind of like stuff at the same time as is also like a very sad book in certain respects at certain times, but
It reminds me, I think the most apt sort of comic strip comparison I think is Calvin and Hobbes.
yeah,
It's like incredibly hilarious and incredibly full of joy, and yet not at all scared of melancholy, not at all scared of kind of truly engaging with childhood and adulthood and all of the kind of like very real fears, but also very real moments of happiness that both of those states contain. Stephen Morian, this is the best art of the series so far. I feel like his work has been good on the last 3 issues, but this is like the best that it's been. Like this dance scene here is so amazing. Like the like gestural aspect of his hand here, like this character hobbling off with everything they own. Like it's just the shading on her blows my mind.
the brown bear gag got me so good, and a lot of that did just come down to like Stephen Morian's framing of the thing.
Yeah,
Like this panel, this like big like splash page of the final lift on that dance and the like the joy that the two of them are feeling is so unbelievably palpable. It got me so good. Like this is some of my favorite stuff of the whole series, both artistically, like just on pure art, but also the writing is excellent. It's also a book where like there's a gag where like a zombie eats a tire whole and he gets it stuck in his neck like he's fucking a SpongeBob character or some shit. And he's
doing it as a comedic bit for the rest of the zombies.
Yeah.
Like it's just I love the skitters in the corner of your eye bit here where he's like looking for a zombie called skitters across your vision at the corner of your eye. And he like can't find him because he's just too good at his bit of skittering across your vision in the corner of your eye.
He's like Naruto running almost,
Yeah.
and he's like almost like just a shadow. You only see like his hair and the back of his hands and the shape of him. He's like named for the movie pulls so often and so well, but he was always just out of sight. No one skitters across your vision at the corner of your eye like skitters across your vision at the corner of your eye. I really admire his singular commitment and focus. It's a funny fucking book. It's a funny book. It's a sweet book. Stephen Morian is just one of the best cartoonists we have.
Yeah, this I feel like I don't like even know what to like really say about it. It's an amazingly queer book. Not explicitly, but more in that it really examines like what it means to find yourself suddenly and drastically different from a culture that you have kind of taken for granted as your own for a long time, and sort of the deep complexities that come with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's even, I mean, like, you could even make comparisons to, like, being closeted in certain respects. You could make comparisons to the ways that, like, when we're first coming to understand ourselves as queer and not having, like, really a way to explain that to the people in our lives, that we can, like, push them away for fear that they, like, wouldn't understand or that they would hurt us. Like, it's queer in a way that is beyond kind of having, like, queer characters or talking about, like, you know, the lesbian drama in Absolute Green Lantern, where it's like two lesbians having a divorce. This is queer in a way that's more abstract, but also by, like, being so kind of... by being so, like, fundamental, like, more concrete in a kind of way. Like, it may not be gay, but it's definitely queer. Or it may not be gay, yeah, we don't know, but...
But like, even, like, this, their friendship is, like, a very... like, queer-coded sort of male-to-male friendship.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that, like, it doesn't even seem like the zombies really have, like, a true sense of gender or sex, because they don't reproduce or anything. Obviously, they're just, like, dead meat beings, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's, like, a lot to unpack there. I feel like it's, like, something that I'm gonna have, like, so many thoughts about when it's, like, finished, and I can, like, also read it again and, like, trade.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, really look at it as, like, this very complete piece of art.
Yeah. This is... yeah, kind of as we've talked about on the podcast before, like, Camp and the collaborators he works with, Stephen Morian, Javier Rodriguez, Hassan Otsmain Al-How, like, are all people who write both for, like, this broader story that they're writing, but also are incredibly good at writing, like, a chapter-by-chapter basis. And then that becomes, like, a really beautiful tapestry, reading it all at once later. It's just kind of incredible, like, that we're so lucky to be alive while Camp and Morian and Rodriguez and others are, like, I know you and Walter were talking about how, like, Camp and Ram V as writers are, like, carrying, like, 95% of, like, monthly comics.
Yeah, and it's, like, not even close. Like, no
close.
one is rivaling them.
No,
Yeah.
no one's playing even remotely the same sport. It's like, yeah, it's fuck.
Yeah, it's great, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're not reading Bleeding Hearts, I think
What are you even doing?
like, do yourself a favor. Like, even if you're not, like, like, if you're only a Cape reader, if you're somebody who, like, doesn't like zombie stories, if you're a person who is worried that it's, like, too dark somehow, it's really not. It's actually way lighter than a lot of the Absolute books overall. But like, honestly, like, give into it. Like try an issue. Like, I think this thing, like Martian, is very special, and I think more people are really going to resonate with this than they maybe think that they will, just based on seeing some zombie thing on the shelves and not having context. I think once Martian is gone, this is the best thing on the shelves. Once Martian is gone. And even then, like, trying to compare Martian and Bleeding Hearts is, like, they're the best books on the shelves in almost completely different ways. God, they're so fucking good. Like,
Persephone's unwell at the thought of it.
yeah. It's like I don't want to just, like, glaze, you know, like, I don't want to just be like, Camp can do no wrong, blah blah. Like, I don't want to come off that way, because, like, we're not going to talk about it, but I think Ultimate Endgame is, it's fine. I think Camp,
that's the other thing that I did not read, because I have no interest in it.
Yeah, I think Camp is ringing about the best that can be wrung from that, but even then, it's like, I keep picking it up, hoping that, like, maybe I'll care, and then I get through it, and I'm like, damn, I guess that was kind of interesting, I guess. But other than Ultimates 23, which got to be, like, self-contained outside of the broader, like, Ultimate narrative, I just don't. I'm just so burnt out on the Ultimate Universe now that Ultimate X-Men and Ultimate Spider-Man are gone. I'm like, I don't fucking care, man. I don't give a shit about the Maker. I'm done. I'm tired of looking at that guy.
Why does he look like that?
Why does he look like that? He went from a character I really enjoyed.
If he was so smart, why doesn't he fix his face?
Why doesn't he get a better helmet? Why does it look like Duchamp's fucking toilet?
That's kind of like a sad sort of it died with a whimper sort of thing.
There was a time the new Ultimates died.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was mid.
I think that's all I really have to say.
Yeah, check out Bleeding Hearts. Check out Martian Manhunter if you haven't yet. Archive some fucking comics. Like,
yeah, scan some shit.
Scan some shit. Even if it's just for you. Even if you just put it on a little file on your computer, that could be the Oh yeah.
One time I was going on an airplane across the country, and I was like, what am I going to do on the flight? What if I don't want to watch movies? I went, because I was like, there's not going to be Wi-Fi on the plane, so I can't read comics. I went and I screenshotted, like, every single page of a series to read on a plane to Pennsylvania.
I had a professor who used to do that. She'd give us like a whole 900-page art book, and it was literally like she had screenshotted every single page.
Yeah, I had professors, they would tell us,
champion shit.
They'd be like, hey, the textbooks are like this much money, but you can get them elsewhere.com or like something for whatever. Don't, like, that's nonsense, no point. And then I had other professors who were like, oh, buy the textbook that I wrote that you also need the digital component for. That's another,
and it's also like, $300.
Yeah, and I was like, you're an econ professor. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pearl, sing us out.
Oh, God.
You've got this. Believe in you.
ABC is better than the Escapies. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, everybody. Woo!
Most excellent.